time, we'll be discussing the theory of reality. Okay, right now we have a college student, Danielle, who is preparing to prepare for college. She's going to high school, transitioning into high school, which is going to be her first time going to college, and she's going out of state. And our goal today is to help her through the process to set up steps to prepare her for the things that she does not know what's going to happen, and steps trying to get a game plan going for her and her family. Okay, so when do your classes end at your high school?
Well, officially, we have like a week left of like, quote unquote learning before our finals actually start. And so, but I graduate May 28th.
Okay, and when do you plan on going to college?
I plan on attending college August 2017 this fall.
Okay, and you already applied for your financial aid?
Yes, I have.
Okay, and you're going to be staying off campus or on campus?
I want to be staying on campus.
Okay, so do you have any family there at the present time?
I have family in Louisiana, but I don't have any family in New Orleans.
Okay, and your friends, do you have any friends you're going with, or is it going to be a new experience for you?
I know people that are going to the university from my high school, but in all, it's going to be a new experience. I'm going to be by myself.
Okay, so, or do you aware, so you don't know anyone, this is going to be your first time going there, so you don't know anyone, so you're going, okay, so what about, so at this point, when you're going in, the most important thing at this moment is to go in. You have to meet, unfortunately, your people that's going to be in the dorm with you and everybody. This to peer pressure is going to be taking place, so you got to learn how to wean yourself from those persons that is not doing the right thing, and have a study plan. The only way that you're going to survive college is with a study group. You can't go hands-on because there's a lot of studying taking place. So what are you going to school for at Dillard?
I'm going to be studying biology pre-med at Dillard.
Okay, how long is that?
Well, the basic college and university is going to be 4 years there, and then next 4 years at medical school, and then 2 years later as a residency. Okay,
so you have your goals so you're going to finish the whole duration at Dillard, or you plan on staying there, get your little the stuff that you need to do and transferring over, or you going to stay your whole course there?
I'm going to try to stay my whole course at Dillard.
Okay, so we're looking at like 4, 6, 7 years.
So like 4 years, because it's just a really basic university, but then I'm planning on going to like Howard Medical after that.
Okay, so you're going to do 4 terms there and then transfer to Howard. Okay, so at this time, so you already have the set thing. So it's that you will be going to school full time or part time there.
Full time.
Okay, it's full time. So you're full time. You're going to be taking like 4 or 5 classes at a time.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so 4 or 5 classes at a time. So what are your grades that you was making in high school?
I was making A's and B's in high school.
Okay, so what are you good? What are your strongest subjects?
Well, my strongest subjects are math and science. Those are my strongest subjects.
Okay, yes, because you're going to need that in order to. Okay, so you have a support group. How is your family dealing with the move? Because you've been here in Houston all your life.
Yes.
Okay, so how are you dealing with that?
I'm dealing with that by my family, they were kind of skeptical about me going to Dillard at first. But I guess it's kind of growing on them, that I've just been believing in branching away. So, but they're supporting me along the way.
Okay, so with that being said, okay, so do you have like plans, like emergency plan taking place, because that is for a place for your family? Do you have like a backup plan in case something like an emergency? This emergency does come, and it's always good to have a plan A and plan B. So possibly a plan C. So if something happened, an emergency thing, and like you get sick, what do you expect your family to come directly there, or are you going to go to the emergency room? What plans have you set in place in case emergency come, you get sick and you have to go to the hospital or you have to come back or whatever. I mean, how is that working?
I mean, okay, so first, let me just touch the screen. Okay, so I mean, for like my first emergency plan would to be, just call them and let them know that, oh, I am sick and I'm going to the emergency room. But I mean, I'm just gonna also let my roommate know, and tell them to help them, tell them, to take me to the emergency room and make sure that they're able to get in contact with my family and, also have, you know, make sure everybody that, that is close to me know that what's going on.
Okay, so are you going to be working there? Or are you going to be doing? Have you applied for work study in order to get you through? Or are you going to do straight financial aid? How are you going to help yourself?
I believe they do have a work study program, but whatever financial aid does cover, I'm going to use that and use work study also to help me get through.
Okay, so are you going to work there, or are you just going to focus on school while you're there?
I'm probably going to end up, probably like my first semester, getting used to things and probably just focus on school then. But second semester when I'm really in the hang of it, I'll probably apply to work study and do that.
Okay, so for the main thing, so then you have, so then supposedly so you already have your major set up, so it's no way of you changing, because sometimes we go to college and then later on we change. Do you have a backup major that if suppose like you get into the program or whatever and you're like, oh no, I don't want to do it, it's beginning to be too much, what it was your plan B? What is your next occupation that you chose?
I mean, I still want to, be in like the medical field. So if I don't become like necessary, like if the neurosurgeon path doesn't work out, I'll probably end up trying to be like a general surgeon because I'm really into it. I really want to be a surgeon.
Okay, so you have your plans together for general surgeon or what was the other? Neurosurgeon. Okay, so both part of the surgeon field. Okay, so in this meantime, reality, because you're gonna get it may found that yes, you're excited of going to college, and then later on, reality is gonna sit in, and you're gonna be like, my family, I can't get on the phone and talk to them right away, or I'm not going to be able to see them. So, and would you have withdrawals, do you think? I mean, what would be your, how would you deal with that?
I mean, I feel like, for me, first going there, I probably feel like, oh my gosh, it's a new city, new field. But, as time goes on, I probably feel like I would end up getting withdrawals. But I mean, because I've had a friend that experienced that, she went to college in Alabama and she ended up coming back because, she couldn't deal with being away from my family. But I feel like I'm not that far away, so I feel like I'll still be comfortable just in case anything does happen.
Okay, so then transportation-wise, how are you gonna get there? Do you have transportation, or do you have you're gonna use the bus system? How are you going to get to places that you need to go?
I mean, mostly, I feel like I'll just be on campus most of the time, because, I'm just really kind of focused on school and anything, so I don't really think that I'm going to go any place.
Right. So did you research it? Do they have Uber there? I mean, because Houston is big, and places, of course, you're young and you're not going to want to stay there in the class all day. I mean, did you try to find out what transportation services they have? Do you try to see what the different things that they have there, like itinerary, things that they have there close by that you can do for as a student?
I know that there is a Uber service, in New Orleans and stuff like that, but I mean, for the most part, I would just, I'm really focused on, at least from the beginning, I'm trying to get to know people and everything like that before I really, start to go wild and, really experience it, because I don't want to, New Orleans is a different place, and I want to at least experience it, with a group of people that I know that's going to be, that I know that we're going to protect each other versus, going out by myself and anything could happen.
Yeah, so do you know? Yeah, Louisiana is a very fast life. And some people are, some people that's in Louisiana came here. A lot of people that was from Louisiana went back. I mean, so it's like a different atmosphere. So it's just like, are you going to be someone that fits? Are you going to be someone that fits in? Or are you going to be a leader or a follower? I mean, what are you going to do? Is someone, so if some say someone is skipping classes, or are you going to be the one that skip class, or are you going to be the one that say, "Oh no, I'm going to go to class," or is somebody, "Oh, I'm tired from partying all night. I'm just going to stay here. I don't feel like going to school. I'm just going to sit here. I'm just going to party and do because it's they." I was told that I've never been to Louisiana, but I was always told that they make parties for everything. Birthday party. Suppose somebody passed a test, got an A on their test, they're having an A party. So are you ready for that fast life that is going to bring, or are you going to be the one that just stands away and say, "No, I got an education. I have a lot of stuff that I have to focus on, and I know I'm not going to do what they are doing. I'm just going to back away." So what are your plans in order for you not to fall? Because a lot of people first time go to college, they wilding out. So what are your plans from step to step? What are you going to do? At least what you have in plan, like at least 10 steps.
Okay, so I mean, of course, I mean everybody, is gonna party, but I'm not gonna, let that, hinder me from my learning. If I know that I have a major test coming up the next day, I'm not gonna go out, party and, end up not be able to, mess up my study for my test because it took me a lot to end up going to, do it. So I really want to do anything to mess that up because, I have a lot of people counting on me to get through that.
Okay, so you someone for instance, Danielle, just go to the party. Oh, you wait for one to stay at home. You should want to go to the party. I mean, what are you gonna say? Oh, you're gonna be like, okay, I'll go for a little while and do my test later, or you have a deadline to reach. You got a test to do. You're gonna do the test that at that moment, or you gonna be the one that takes the initiative to do the things that you need to do before the test is done, or you gonna say, "Oh, you go party and I have work to do." So what kind of person are you gonna be?
I'm gonna be the type of person and be like, I'm gonna let you go party and you handle your school life. How you gonna handle your school life? But for me, I'm gonna stay here. I'm gonna say, I'm gonna take this test. But I mean, as long as I have my stuff, everything that I need to have done, that needs to be done, tests, quizzes, papers, anything, I'm gonna make sure I get that done before I do anything else extra.
Okay, so and what about if you have a situated situation that if the person that is your roommate is you have to get along with this person in your dorm and they gets upset with you because you are not partying with them and they call you lame or whatever. How would you deal with that?
I mean, I would just deal with that. I mean, you can't really avoid people talking about you because, it's just like a daily part of life. But I feel like she would just have to end up, get over it. I mean, I didn't go to one party because I feel like I needed to study more for this test. We might have our differences, some part of the time, but some people just have to be more mature and for me, college is a more maturing experience. So I feel like if she can't handle the fact that I want to study and she wants to go party, then we're just going to end up staying on our, separate sides. Because, don't want to have confrontation with the person you're staying with
Okay. So in reality has hit that. Okay. So what are your thoughts at the moment that you're going to college? Do you have any like anxiety? Do you like feel like that you're not going to be able to do it? I mean, what are your thoughts of like what is your do you have any roadblocks at the moment?
I mean, my main robot is, me, living up to, would be like the first person going to college out of state and my family, I know they're gonna be concerned for me because I'm gonna be concerned for myself because it is a new environment. It's more fast paced. Than Houston, what I'm used to. So I mean, that is just like a roadblock. The only thing that I'm really thinking about.
Okay, so how would you overcome that roadblock, knowing that you're gonna be the first one going going there from out of your family, and you're going, is how long is Louisiana from Houston? I mean, the part that you're going to.
It's about 6 hours.
6 hours. Okay, so that imagine there's like 6 hours, 6 hours away from your family. So that means the only communication is, I guess, social media. Your family has social media, so what is a way that you're going to keep in contact with your family, because it's social media. You have social media and you have the phone, obviously, or an email or whatever. So how would that, you know?
I mean, I feel like, because, he's always video chatting people, trying to video chat, see them. I mean, as often as I can, in between, me studying and going to class and, everything, and let them frequently check in with them to let them know that I'm okay, because also, like, they're worrying about me while I'm away.
Okay, so just saying, in reality, like, it's case something happens, like someone gets sick, your mother gets sick, your grandmother, brother, sister gets sick, so you not being able to get to them because you'll be hours away. So how would that affect you? Would that be a problem?
I mean, I feel like it would be a problem, anybody in their family, one of their loved ones is going through, any illness or sickness, and you're not able to get with them. It can take a toll on you, but as long as I'm, able to like keep in touch and stay updated on what's going on, it'll make me feel better.
Okay, so the main thing is, so we have to come through a concept. So the main thing, we're going to put it together a plan in order to be able to communicate with your family. What goals? Okay, so your goals in order to, you're going to go there and you're going to stay in the dorm, and then for the main point now is just like doing the structure of everything that you may need, for you want to leave nothing out, trying to get there, trying to plan and plan. So you already at this point, you planning, the things that you need. So necessarize the things that you really don't need at the moment, but versus the things that you need, and coming up with a plan B, in case something happened, and then later on trying to find a job to, sustain you. But in the meantime, getting familiarized, like a study group is so important when you're going to college. You have to be able to build a study group, because are you okay? But how would you approach someone? Because this is going to be your new. So how would you approach someone to make friends? Because some people, they have been there in Louisiana. So if you come in as a new person, they're gonna have to figure you out. So how are you going to deal with I want to say neglect or rejection? Because some people, they're not gonna, just because they're gonna know you're not from there. So how would you deal with that when you try to approach someone to fit in? Because your first year is going to be hard. You getting to know someone and they getting to know you. So how would you deal with it? Are you going to break down, or how are you going to deal with that?
I mean, with the points of rejection, I mean, it's a part of everyday life, but I feel like, I'm just going to take it and be like, okay. Me, I would feel like I'm approaching you as nicely as I can. You just, everybody, they have a certain vibe about people. So I mean, if they feel like they doesn't connect with me, then I mean, I can understand that. Oh well, I'm new and they don't really know me, but I mean, I'm going to take it. And also go try it with somebody else, because somebody, that one person might have said no, but the next person could have said yes.
Okay, so yeah, so when you go to classes, so then how would you be able to? You're gonna have to be very observant to those people that you're taking classes with. So then you'll be able to. If that's how you base your decision of how you do your study group with the person, or you do study groups with people you say that you know some people that's going to be there, but they may not be taking the same classes you taking. So how would that take place?
I mean, me approaching people in my class and the courses that I take. We're in the same course, so I feel like our study group, it could be stronger because we can help each other because we're all taking the same class. So we know that this test or this quiz is coming up, so everybody learns differently, so we can all feed off of each other and come up with like a good way to get through the course.
Okay. So, you're leaving. You say you're leaving on August 17th. Okay, so then you already have planned everything that needs to be taking place. So when you get there, um, you make sure that you already know what you have in paper because you're 6 hours away. So you can't just call your family and say, "Hey, I need you to bring me this." So how are you going to plan to make sure that because it's your first time there, you don't know what you need for college. So how do you know how you're gonna know with everything that you need in order to to get you past through at least the couple of months that you're there because you'll be there August, September, October because the next holiday is not till like November, Thanksgiving.
Mm.
So what would be your survival tool for that?
Well, my survivor tool for that is, because I have friends that are in college. Like I have a friend that goes to Xavier in Louisiana. I have friends that goes to HBU, and they're living on campus. So I can also, ask them to be like, how did you get through, your first year of college? How did you get through your first semester before you were able to come back home, for the holidays? And I feel like, they're different, experiences because, the one that goes to HBU, she's still here in Houston, so she can still go to her family. But the one that's at Xavier, she can't, really go directly to her family when she needs something. So I feel like they're both of their different outlooks could help me.
Okay, so would you feel like if you need something for your family and you're in the bind, and then you don't have immediate family there, so would you break down, crush up? What would you do? Because you can call someone like, oh, I need you to bring me this because I really, really need this. So how would you deal with it? Would you break down or you just like be the grown up person and say, well, hey, I can't get it right now and I have to just, how would you work under pressure?
I work with under pressure by, dealing with it as best as I can because, I'm not going to be able to get to my family as near as possible. So feel like, okay, I'm going to make a decision. Should I, do this way or this way? Can I go without this for a little bit to help me, further myself in this? And, I feel like I can make that sacrificial decision.
Okay, so this is like this. So you're more once you're in college. Well, you're 18 now, so you already know that it's the independency stage to begin. So you already know how to cook, wash clothes. Because I don't know if some dorms don't have a kitchen or something like that. So how are you okay with the life of eating snacks? Because you budgeting. You're on the street budget. How would you deal with that?
I feel like I can deal with that, pretty well. I know how to cook and I can also make things, stretch if I need to, because, anything that's happening because, I'm on a budget because I will be in college and, not a cook, know how to wash clothes. I can also know how to do basic things, to help me get my way through.
Okay. So like the necessity, so your necessity things, so you already, when in college, you're not going to be working. So at the meantime, you already know your necessity things, your deodorant, your soap or whatever, and to, things that you need at the moment. So, you already know ahead of time what you need to plan for and, what to pack for because you're going to be there for, that's going to be your home for the next 4 or 5 years, so till you decide, well, you're going to stick with it. And then, so if you're getting ready, like, suppose you're not, like, your first semester, you're not going to do too good, or and you have a problem and you're not understanding, and it's not like here that, people, so how would you deal with that? Like, being able to, would you have a counselor there? Because I'm counseling here. So would you be able to follow up to get to have group therapy or whatever, like to talk to you, to, in case you have anxiety because of you going to a different thing, sometimes because you have reality is going to sit in when you get into that dorm and you realize, oh my God, at that moment, like, okay, my family, I'm in this box and I just can't call. I'm not saying, yeah, yes, you want, you might be excited to be going, but then later on it's going to hit you. And so, how would you deal with that?
I mean, I know there is going to be counselors on campus, everybody that I can talk to, and, I can also, call people that I know, to help reassure me that, it's okay, you're going to get through this, it's just a different chapter in your life that's going to help you further your, further your career and, do what you need to do.
Okay. So it seems like that you have your different quarters. You have your reality because the main thing reality is going to see it. So my main goal is to make you have all the avenues set in place. Basically, first from getting, from the fourth point is getting graduating from high school, going to college, going setting up examples, knowing what you need to do, setting a platform of what are you going to do once you get there, get your study group going, being able to get everything that you need, finding out about the college because that's another thing, you got the tour and how is they going to have a tour so for you to get familiarized with the school because this is a different atmosphere. College is different, it's like it's not like high school. Everything is like different and everything is on the time schedule. So it's basically nobody's going to wake you up, and take, oh, hey, you got to go to class and this and this and that. So how disciplined are you to, to get things done?
I mean, for every past years, I've woken myself up, to get to my bus and everything in school on time. So I mean, I feel like as time management wise, I'm going to be great with that, and I'm able to get all my assignments done on time, and what I need to be done, so on the time management and priority side, I feel like I can get everything done.
Okay. So, well, I'm here, so you can always email me. You can chat with me on Facebook if you have any problems, and for us to go, if we have to. Also, we're going to be getting a plan together from A to Z, seeing what we're going to do, try to get your parents involved, your relatives on a game plan on how to, because the reality is going to hit for them as well. You have younger brothers and a younger brother and younger brother and sister. So at that point, for everybody can come up with a game plan in order to, to make sure you succeed and and no one else is like going through dragging like, So, but thank you and have a good day.
Thank you.